It's truly fascinating when you see the world around you through the lens of an energy camera. Today, follow along as I share the 12 aspects of the divine. Our solar system is surrounded by many, many, many constellations. But 12 of these are primary all around. There are 12 constellations in the zodiac around the Earth. These 12 are the aspects of the divine, and they continuously send emissions to Earth, and their power depends on their position with respect to the Earth. Now, if we kind of move our focus down to the Earth, if you look at the energy structure around the Earth has a 12-pointed stellated dodecahedron energy grid surrounding it. Each of these 12 pentagons connect with one zodiac. If we come further down and we look at the human body has a toroidal energy field around it. And the outer edge of this toroidal field has got 12 bands. Each of these 12 bands is divided into 12 strands each, making 144 electric strands in the human toroidal field. Isn't that interesting? Do you see how the energy connects from the zodiac through the Earth to the human body? If you go further down, ancients have documented that the different zodiacs, the 12 zodiacs, have an effect on different parts of the human body. For example, emanations from the zodiac of Aries affects the person's head and face. From the Taurus constellation affects the neck, and the Scorpio affects the reproductive organs and hips. And we look further at the end. Now we look at the energy structure of the human body. The human body has got 12 principal energy meridians. And it's also so interesting and beautiful to see the connections of this world that we live in. The 12 zodiacs form a beautiful star pattern, forming 4 triangles, each corresponding to one of the 4 elements that make us up. For example, you have a triangle of the zodiac of Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, forming the water triangle. And the corners of the triangles affect one aspect of the Trinity that affects us. So the Pisces constellation affects the water element in our spirit body. The Scorpio affects the water element in our body, physical body, and the Cancer affects the water element in our soul. The constellations of Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini create another triangle of the air element. And again, they affect the spirit, the body, and the soul. Similarly, the Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus affect the physical body, and the Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo work with the fire element, and again, affecting the Trinity in us. It is so beautiful to see that the 12 points of these zodiacs correspond to the 12-sided stellated dodecahedron that is around the Earth. It is so wonderful to see the connection. It's also interesting to note, everything in the physical world is made up of the elements which are now documented in the periodic table. The sub-physical world has the electromagnetic spectrum. But let's take a step back here. There is something called the universal vibrational spectrum. This is the spectrum of energy that creates all of existence. It was discovered that it has exactly 12 bands. Each of these 12 bands have got 12 sub-bands, creating 144 bands, exactly corresponding with the human toroidal field. Although these bands were given names of visible colors and light, that is only one way in which these energies can manifest. The vibrational spectrum bands can manifest as completely invisible waves, or a shape in sacred geometry, a sound, a numerical sequence, as an angle, as a proportion, and of course, as a color. These are all quality scales through which the vibrational powers can manifest for practical applications. Now, it's interesting to go back and look at history. Nikola Tesla, first, when he spoke about these, he called these vibrations, which he found to be faster than light, as scalar. And he said that the scalar radiations, they are actually radiant energy, and they are the primal force in the universe. The universal vibrational spectrum energy band actually creates life. And whatever is left over after creating life is the electromagnetic spectrum, and it can be harmful to the human body. It is amazing to see the correspondence between the human toroidal field, which has got exactly 12 bands and 12 strands each, making 144 strands, and the universal vibrational spectrum, which also has 12 vibrational energy bands with 12 strands each. There are 5 primary elements, and 4 of them are air, water, earth, fire. If we connect the human body to the elements and to the zodiacs, about 72% of the human body is water. And in the body, the water element manifests as saliva, the urine, the semen, blood, and sweat. 12% of the human body is earth, which is teeth, nails, bones, muscles, skin, tissues, hair. About 6% is air, which encompasses all the movement and the expansion and the contraction and the vibration and the suppression of elements of the human body. 4% of the body is fire, which works with hunger, thirst, sleep, and the vision in the eyes and complexion of the skin. Ether, or the 5th element of space, is approximately 6%, but it's interesting that this is the variable element in the human body and can most certainly be enhanced. This is the most subtle of all the elements and is present in the hollow cavities of the body in the form of radio frequencies, light radiation, and cosmic rays. Now, it is interesting that the zodiac triangles, each triangle corresponds to one of the elements and affects these in the human body.